Okay, now it has been started. So that's only the recapitulation part. And as I told you that we have taken only the sinusoidal part, basic sinusoidal part of that flux waveform, though it is not a sinusoidal waveform, but we have taken the sinusoidal flux distribution for derivation of this type of induced EMF in a coil. Okay, and we got a sinusoidal voltage waveform, and the expression for that is n omega phi m sine omega t. And as we discussed that we are only interested with the DC value or average value, because the DC value is nothing but the average value. So we are only interested with the DC value of that particular waveform, because ultimately we will produce some DC voltage. Okay, and the average value or DC value of the contribution of one coil we derive, that is 2 em by pi, assuming that voltage is sinusoidal. And if that contribution is 2 m by pi, and we calculate the overall contribution of all the coils inside a machine, and that came ea equals to za by a p phi n, where the za is the total number of armature conductor I have defined. What do you mean by conductor? That is that I have defined with this figure. And the total number of armature conductors in a DC machine is J. A is the number of parallel circuit. P is the number of poles in the machine. Like it is it comes in pair. That means 2, 4, 6 like this. Pi m is the total or maximum flux uh, that can be produced by the poles. That is the maximum value of that. You can also take the maximum value of this spatial distribution of flux, that is the phi m. So that means this value is phi m. Okay, that is the maximum value of the sinusoidal flux distribution waveform. And another part is the speed in revolution per second. So that is the expression of voltage we derived in the last class. So up to this we discussed, and we also discussed how we
Sir,
get this type of expression F equals to Pn by 2. Now, bolo,
স্যার এ পি এর পিটা কি একটু আরেকবার বলতে পারবেন?
P is the number of pole. Okay, so for this particular machine for which we have derived this, that is basically two pole machine. Like this is number one, this is number two. So this is two pole machine. Okay, so we may have four pole machine like this. So here we have one pole, here another pole, here we have another pole like this. So this is your north pole, south pole, north pole, and south pole. And remember, pole is important, but more important is the magnetic circuit. So there should be a complete magnetic circuit, otherwise the flux will not flow. So magnetic circuits are like this. So this is one magnetic circuit, this is one magnetic circuit, this is one magnetic circuit, and this is another magnetic circuit. So these are four magnetic circuits. For two pole machine there are two magnetic circuits, and for four pole machine there are four magnetic circuits. Here only two magnetic circuit. One is this, another is this. Flux originates from north pole and enters into the south pole, and it completes the magnetic circuits through this portion which is called the yoke. Okay, so here our P is 4 and here our P is 2. So P is basically the number of poles. Is it clear now?
ইয়েস স্যার, ইয়েস স্যার। আর স্যার জেড এটা হচ্ছে
ZA is the
টু সি এন,
total
তাই
number
তো?
of armature conductor, and that equals to 2Cn. So ZA equals to twice C into N. Now C is the total number of coil in a machine. Now N is the number of turns in a coil. Okay, suppose I am making a coil like this. Clear? So how many turns are there in this coil? This is a one coil. So how many turns? 3 turns. So 3 turns means 2n number of conductor. That means 6 conductor. Are you getting? So that means for C coils, we will get 2cn number of conductor. Clear? And
Yes,
one
sir.
very
Thank you.
important question I had, that is why we are interested with the DC value. So why we have taken the average value of this waveform. Now, what we can do actually, you see, we have different. Okay, so for one coil, suppose if I consider this A prime coil, which I have considered first. For A prime coil, what is the voltage? Voltage is N1, sorry, N1 omega phi m sine omega t. Can you tell me what will be the voltage contribution by this BB prime coil if we take the instantaneous value? That will be, the amplitude will be same, but what will be the difference? What will be the difference? Difference will be in the phase
The
angle.
phase difference.
In the phase angle. Now, how this phase angle will be determined? Actually, the phase angle will be determined by their position angle. That means, suppose this is your A prime axis and this is your B prime axis. Now, this angle, which is called gamma, angular slot pitch. So, by this gamma, this phase angle is determined. So, here we have to write gamma. Now, if we take another coil, which is C prime coil, you can write it very easily. That is n omega phi m.
স্যার একটু গামাটা একবার দেখাতে পারবেন
বলুন।
কোন
স্যার
অ্যাঙ্গেলটা
গামাটা আরেকবার
Gamma is the angle between two consecutive slots, and that is called the slot pitch. Gamma is the angle between two consecutive slots. Actually, what we have slots like this. In the rotor, we have slots like this through which the conductors are passed, like these conductors. Okay, so between these two consecutive slots, whatever angle we have, that is called the gamma. Okay, now generally the two coils are not placed on a same slot. They are placed on two different slots. If I assume two coils are placed on two consecutive slots, that means the space angle between these two coils are gamma. Now, when they will rotate, the same space angle, that is gamma, will be converted into time angle, as we have written here. Here, the gamma is not the space angle. Here, the gamma is the time angle, because omega t is basically the time angle. Omega t, this angle is created by time. So, therefore, this gamma is also the time angle, not the space angle. So, this is how what we have. We have three different sinusoidal having the same peak value, but phase differences are there. Same peak value and phase differences are there. Now suppose I want to add these three. How we can add these three? If I want to add these three, how we can add these three? Because if I go by this sinusoidal, so 3 sine we have to add. Okay, or
Sir, we
we
can
can
use the formula sin A plus sin B.
sin A plus sin B, then another sign we have to apply. So that will be a little bit complicated if I take the help of this phasor diagram, because as they are all sinusoidal, having some phase difference, so we can take that here we have some gamma angle, here we have some gamma angle, and these are all the maximum values. So that means suppose this is EM, this is EM, this is EM. Like this, we can add these three sinusoids. Okay, and this is the resultant value. But what we'll get? We'll get the resultant sinusoidal value, isn't it? With some resultant maximum value, hence that will be the sinusoidal value with some other angle, suppose theta. But here we are not interested at all with the sine component, because here we are producing some DC voltage. Now, once we have one particular sinusoidal voltage, we can rectify it. By that, actually, we'll take this negative half and make it positive, like this. Okay, so that means what we have all like this waveform, like this. We don't have sinusoidal. Okay, now if we derive or if we determine the DC value of this, we'll get the same. Okay, but here what we are doing, we are first finding out the contribution of DC contribution or average contribution of one coil. And as the DC value is just a value, it's a scalar quantity. It's not a phasor quantity or vector quantity. It's just a scalar quantity. And we can algebraically add all the scalar quantities. We are taking help of that. Is it okay? Any doubt?
স্যার আমাদের সাইন কম্পোনেন্টটা কেন লাগবে না?
আমরা তো এটা ডিসি ভোল্টেজ জেনারেট করছি। আমরা যখন আমরা তো এসি ভোল্টেজ জেনারেট করছি না, বুঝতে পেরেছো? আমরা এসি ভোল্টেজ জেনারেট করছি না, আমরা ডিসি ভোল্টেজ জেনারেট করছি। ওকে, মানে আমি যদি এইটা করে if I do like, if I go by like this formula, and if I find out the average value of this particular waveform, that also will give me the same. So 2 EMR by pi. If I go like this, or if I go like this, 3 into contribution of each, that means 3 EM by pi, I will get the same, because I can algebraically add the DC contributions, because DC contributions are basically scalar quantities, not sinusoidal quantities or phasor quantities. বুঝতে পেরেছো? DC ভ্যালু কতগুলো জাস্ট ভ্যালু আমরা অ্যাড করতে পারি, অ্যালজেব্রিক্যালি অ্যাড করতে পারি, কিন্তু যদি সাইনুসয়েডাল হতো বা যদি ফেজার হতো, তাকে আমরা অ্যাড করতে পারি না, আমাকে রেজাল্ট্যান্ট নিতে হবে। ফেজার একে তার রেজাল্ট্যান্টটা নিতে হবে। Okay, if it were a AC generator, it's if it is not a DC generator, if it were a AC generator, then we have to take this type of derivation. বুঝতে পারছো? যদি এটা এসি জেনারেটর হতো, তাহলে এই ধরনের কিছু একটা ডেরিভেশন আমাকে করতে হতো। সেখানে উপায় নেই, সেখানে তো আমার ডিসি ভ্যালু নিয়ে কাজ নেই, আমাকে সেখানে এসি লাগবে। There I have to go like this. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So remember there also that the algebraic addition is always more than the phasor or vector addition. মানে ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে, suppose if I have 3 vectors and all 3 are in same phase, then what I will have, suppose each contribution is EM. What I will have? I will have 3 EM, isn't it? But if they are not in same phase, then never I will get 3 EM. always I will get less than that. So therefore we can say that phasor addition or vector addition, because in electrical we call phasor as a vector also. So that means phasor addition or vector addition is always less than the algebraic addition. Okay, and algebraic addition is possible only in case of all the phasors in a same phase. algebraic addition তখনই possible যখন phasor গুলো একই ফেজে থাকবে। Okay, so today we'll discuss that how we'll implement that. Actually we have already assumed that the sinusoidal voltage waveform we are producing like this, and we have make it rectified like this. So if this is EM, we are basically rectifying that. Okay, so how we can we will implement this, মানে এটা করব কিভাবে, মানে এটা যেটা sinusoidal voltage waveform, how we can make like this, because I already told you that it's the technology of almost 180 years back. So there then we didn't have any kind of solid state device like today we have, like this diode, thyristor, MOSFET, etc., etc. We didn't have all these electronic devices. Okay, so that is the first point. The second point is, here actually you see where the voltage is getting induced. The voltage is getting induced in a rotating part of the machine, isn't it? Something is rotating and the coils are mounted on there, that, and there the voltage is getting induced. ভোল্টেজটা কোথায় ইনডিউসড হচ্ছে না, যে জিনিসটা রোটেট করছে তার উপর কতগুলো কয়েল মাউন্ট করা আছে সেইখানে ভোল্টেজটা ইনডিউসড হচ্ছে। নাও where you need that voltage, you need the voltage in some static devices, like you want to light a lamp, there you need that DC voltage. You want to give the supply, DC supply to some car. Okay, now how you will have the static DC voltage from this rotating part? So that is another question. Are you getting? বুঝতে পারছো আমি কি বলছি? মানে যেখানে
হ্যাঁ, sir,
ভোল্টেজটা
হ্যাঁ, sir.
তৈরি হচ্ছে সেটা একটা রোটেটিং পার্ট, বাট আমি যাকে পাওয়ার দেব সেটা তো একটা স্ট্যাটিক পার্ট হবে। সেটা যে আমার ওই রোটারের সাথে ঘুরবে এমন তো নয়, যাতে রিলেটিভ স্পিড 0 হয়, সেরকম তো নয় ব্যাপারটা। তাহলে আমার একটা স্ট্যাটিক একটা যে কোনো ইন্টারফেস হলেই হতো। বাট হিয়ার উই নিড সাম ইন্টারফেস, proper interface, so that from a rotating thing I can get some static terminal. Okay, না হলে এরকম যদি আমি কানেকশন করতে যাই, একটা জিনিস ঘুরছে তার সাথে আমি দুটো তার বার করে আমার স্ট্যাটিক ডিভাইসে দিলাম, কিছুক্ষণ পর দেখবো যে তারটা জড়িয়ে ছিঁড়ে বেরিয়ে চলে গেছে, তাই না? জড়িয়ে যাবে কিছুক্ষণ পর। So that means I have to design proper interface between the rotating and the static thing. So that means my objective is to, one, I have to rectify this, and I have to get this type of full wave rectified waveform. Another is I have to make an interface between the static and rotating. Suppose the coil, suppose I am taking only one coil. Now suppose I want the sinusoidal only. One by one. Suppose my second objective is to make an interface between the rotating and static part. So that means there we need only the sinusoidal voltage waveform, not the rectified. But I need some interface which will convert to the static. So how I can make that? মানে আমি প্রথমে যেটা বলতে চাইছি যে আমার সাপোজ রেকটিফাইড ডিসি ওয়েভফর্মটা দরকার নেই, অনলি এসিটাই দরকার, কিন্তু সেই এসিটাও তো একটা রোটেটিং জিনিস, রোটেটিং পার্টের মধ্যে ইনডিউসড হচ্ছে, সেটাকে আমি স্ট্যাটিক টার্মিনালে কি করে কনভার্ট করব? সাপোজ হিয়ার উই হ্যাভ দ্য স্ট্যাটিক টার্মিনালস বাট দ্য কয়েল ইজ রোটেটিং।
যখন রাউন্ড হিসেবে ঘুরছে, যখন রাউন্ড হিসেবে ঘুরছে তাহলে একটা সার্কুলার কিছু একটা মেটালিক কন্ট্যাক্ট রাখবো, মানে এন্ড পয়েন্টসে
এন্ড পয়েন্টসে
একটা সার্কুলার কয়েল রাখবো যেটা এক পার্টকে ছুঁয়ে রয়েছে, মানে তাহলে মেটালিক পার্টটা ছুঁয়ে রয়েছে, তাহলে সেরকম ভাবে ওটা ঘুরতেও থাকবে, জড়িয়েও যাবে না।
Okay. No, one thing we can make, suppose I have a ring like this. This
Yes, I
ring
have a
also
ring.
rotating with A, and I have another ring like this, which is also rotating with B. So that means this is your B and this is your A. So A is rotating with this A ring is rotating it with A coil side, and B is rotating with B coil side. Okay, and then what I am doing, I am connecting some contact which will be always in touch with A, and another contact which will be always in touch with B. Okay, and these two contacts
Sir,
I am
can you repeat
connecting
this
with
part?
the. Now suppose I have two sides of coil, small a and small b. Now this small a coil side I am connecting with small a ring, and small b coil side I am connecting with small b ring. Now when this a b will rotate, this that is small a and small b, these two rings will also rotate with small a and small b coil sides. Okay, বুঝতে পেরেছো? মানে a coil side will be always in touch with A, and B coil side will be always in touch with B. There is no connection with small a and small b, these two rings. There is no connection. And I am fixing some contact like this, black. I am fixing some contact which will be always in touch with small a ring, and another contact, capital B, which will be always in contact with small b ring. বুঝতে পেরেছো? মানে that means this capital A and capital B is fixed in space, but A and B, these two rings are rotating. Is that clear? Now if I get this voltage at these static terminals, what I will get, what type of waveform I will get, বলো তো? If I do this type of arrangement, what type of voltage I will get at the fixed terminals? সাইন। আর কি অন্য কিছু ভাবছো?
স্যার ডিসি হয়ে যাবে না সাইনোসয়েড থেকে? মানে অ্যাক্রস তো এবি যেহেতু রোটেট করছে, এবি মানে ক্যাপিটাল এ ক্যাপিটাল বি রেসপেক্টে, ওটা ডিসি তে কনভার্ট হয়ে যাবে না?
Okay, suppose the voltage I have drawn here is basically we suppose EAB. Now here in this
পালসেটিং হবে কি?
A is positive with respect to B. মানে B হচ্ছে নেগেটিভ, and এখানে হচ্ছে A is negative with respect to B. Okay, so that means in one half A is positive. So this positive half cycle, what will be the polarity of A and what will be the polarity of B? Bolo? In the positive half cycle, what will be the polarity of A? That is A ring or capital A, because whatever the potential of A ring, that will be transferred to the capital A terminal, and whatever the potential at small b, that will be transferred to the capital B terminal through these contacts, capital A and capital B. So I am asking you
Sir,
that
for the first cycle,
for the first cycle,
B will be positive first and A will be negative.
why A is positive with respect to B, so that means A will be positive, na? Capital A also will be positive with respect to B. Why?
Sir, the current will flow from B to A.
Forget about the current. Current will flow then only when I will connect some load. Don't confuse. Current is a different thing. Here I am not discussing about the current. I am discussing about the voltage only. এখানে current কোথাও যাবেই না. There will be no current at all because the terminals are open. The circuit is incomplete. The current will not flow. I am asking about the voltage. So in the positive half, the A, small a is positive with respect to B. So that means the capital A will be positive with respect to B. And in the negative half, A is negative. So that means this will be negative and this will be positive. That means the polarity of A and B are switched. So that means I will get the AC voltage waveform. And this type of arrangement to keep the waveform intact, that is called the slip ring arrangement. And these two are the slip rings. Here these two rings will rotate with the two coil terminals. টার্মিনাল গুলো যেমন ভাবে রোটেট করছে, রিং গুলো রোটেট করবে এবং প্রত্যেকটা টার্মিনালের জন্য এক একটা রিং থাকছে। Okay, and this contact is basically made up of, the material is carbon, special type of carbon. Generally we use electrographite. Electrographite we use generally for the brush. So these contacts are called brush.
স্যার এই ব্রাশেতে তো খুব হাই ফ্রিকশন আর হিট জেনারেট হবে।
Okay, so carbon has a typical nature. It creates some kind of lubrication at the interface. I am not going into that, but it will create some lubrication. And the rings are made up of copper, and we use special type of copper which has very less কি বলবো, corrosion, you can say. We use for the slip ring, we use special type of copper, and that called the hard drawn copper. So this material is used for the slip rings, and for the coil we use simple copper. Okay, so anyways, but here we don't need this arrangement because we need the rectified voltage waveform, not the sinusoidal voltage waveform. So here I discussed if I want sinusoidal voltage waveform at the output, then what should we do? But if we need rectified voltage waveform, then we need only one ring. Only one ring we need. Okay, but that ring should be splitted. One ring, but that is also splitted ring. Here also we need the contacts, which is called the brush. Then these two contacts will be connected with the static terminals at the output. These are this is the terminal box where we can connect some load, but here we have not connected any load, so here these are open. So here also we have B brush, A brush, this is the B terminal, this is the A terminal, and this is the coil sides. Okay. Now here the thing is a little different. Here suppose this is the two halves of the ring. So this is the A half of the ring and this is the B half of the ring. Okay, suppose the similar way if we proceed, so that means if we think of the first half, that is the positive half, where this A is positive and B is negative, what will be the polarity of small a and small b? These are also will be positive and negative. And what will be the polarity of capital A and capital B in this way? Bolo fellow? Bolo taratari, what will be the polarity of capital A and capital B? Because capital
Sir.
A is now in contact with small a.
পজিটিভই থাকবে।
Huh? I am asking the
Sir,
polarity only.
A positive, B negative ही থাকবে।
A positive and B negative, because capital A is in contact with small a and small b is contact with capital B. Now in the second half, that means in the negative half cycle, suppose they will change their relative position, isn't it? They will change their relative position. Now A will come here and B will go there, and here the ring will be, because this ring is always in contact with small a and this ring is always in contact with small b. That means the A ring will be down and B ring will be up. And as we can see from the above graph, that there the A will be positive, sorry, B will be positive and A will be negative. Now can you tell me that what will be the polarity of A and B there?
একই থাকবে, একই থাকবে।
You see?
It will
it
একই
will be
থাকবে
same.
ওটা।
A will be
So that
positive and
means-
B will be negative.
So that means the A and B polarities are not switched like the previous case. Here the polarity of A and B remains the same. So that means we'll never get this half. We'll get the rectified half. We'll not get this, we'll get this. Okay. So let me show you some video on this so that you can understand more. Just a minute. Okay, so let me stop this.
Sir.
Bolo.
Sir?
Bolo.
I just wanted to relate that by saying that is slot বললেন না আপনি just স্লটের যে
বললাম।
অ্যাঙ্গেল গামাটা থাকবে টাইম অ্যাঙ্গেল স্যার যখন ওই সাইনের যখন আমরা ডিসকাশন করছিলাম যখন
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ গামা
ডিফারেন্ট করা যায় স্লটের আচ্ছা ওইটা কি মানে এই যে ওই স্লট গুলো কি মাইকা সেপারেটর দিয়ে সেপারেট করা ওই স্লট কি বলছিলেন?
না না স্লট কখনো মাইকা সেপারেট দিয়ে সেপারেট করা হয় না। স্লটস আর অন দ্য
মানে যেখানে কন্ডাক্টর গুলো থাকে
পোর্ট।
নাকি?
হ্যাঁ বলো।
মানে যেখানে কন্ডাক্টর গুলো মানে করা থাকে।
হ্যাঁ কন্ডাক্টর
মানে কি
গুলো
বলবো?
যেখানে যে স্লট গুলোতে আই উইল শো ইউ দ্যাট, জাস্ট ওয়েট।
ওকে স্যার।
So here what you can see from this, can you see some video or still? So I have paused it. Can you
ইয়েস স্যার ইয়েস স্যার।
okay,
Yes sir.
what you can see from this, what kind of arrangement it can be called?
স্লিপ রিং।
Slip ring. You see these are two complete rings, and the black one is connected with the front ring and the brown one is connected with the other ring. Okay,
Such a current undergoing periodic directional reversal is known as alternating current. To change this Such a current undergoing periodic directional reversal is known as alternating current. To change this bidirectional alternating current into unidirectional DC current, split rings are used. These split rings are made of a conducting cylinder which is cut into two halves or segments insulated from each other by a thin sheet of some insulating material like mica. The ring segments are also kept insulated from the central shaft and are connected to the ends of the coil and the carbon brushes. Now let's discuss how these split rings change the bidirectional alternating current into unidirectional DC current. Let's assume that current is flowing along ABCD. We see that brush 1 is in contact with segment A. Which acts as the positive end of supply. And brush 2 is in contact with segment B, which acts as the negative end of supply. Therefore, the direction of current in the load resistance is from M to L. Now, after half revolution, direction of the induced current in the coil reverses and it begins to flow along DCBA. Also, position of the segments A and B gets reversed and brush 1 comes in contact with segment B, which now acts as the positive supply. And brush 2 comes in contact with segment A, which now acts as the negative supply. Thus, we see that the direction of current in the load resistance still remains to be from M to L. We also see that the position of the brushes is so arranged that the changeover of segments A and B from one brush to the other takes place when the plane of rotating coil is perpendicular to the plane of magnetic flux. When EMF induced in the coil is 0. Thus, we see that similar to an AC generator, current induced in the coils of a DC generator is also alternating. But due to the rectifying action of the split rings, current across the external load becomes unidirectional. This action of split rings is known as commutation. Related terms are
Okay, so is that video clear? Actually, there they have assumed some load, but without load also we can explain this principle of commutation. Okay, so this process of making unidirectional voltage from bidirectional voltage is called the commutation process. Is that clear? And this type of commutation we get in case of DC generators. For DC motors, we get different type of commutation, and that I will discuss later. Don't think that this is the only way of commutation in a DC machine. So this commutation in which we get DC from AC, or we get some sort of rectification, is occurred only in case of DC generators. But in DC motors, we get the opposite. So that means in DC motors, we provide DC. But when it enters into the rotor or rotor conductor, it becomes alternating in nature. The current becomes alternating in nature. So that means their DC current becomes alternating AC current. So that type of conversion is called inversion or inverter. So there the brass commutator, the same arrangement acts like an inverter. Okay. So commutation has two roles for two different purposes. For DC generator, it acts as a rectifier, and for DC motor, it acts as an inverter. Okay. Do you have any question? Any question? Bolo.
So I have one question that the how the ring is splitted, because if the ring is splitted horizontally and the magnetic then the flux at that position will be zero, but the induced EMF will be maximum, because we know that the induced EMF is the rate of change of flux, that is derivative of the flux. I mean that the flux, when the flux is zero, the induced EMF is maximum. So then the curve will be discontinuous, I think.
No, curve is not a discontinuous, because suppose if you take this ring, in case of one coil, it will be split like this. In case of two coils, it will be split like this, because there you need four splitted four part of this ring. If you need if you have 40 coils, then the same cylinder you have to split into 80 segments. Okay, so that means one segment will get 360 divided by 80, this much angle only. So only this much angle will get only by one segment. So this is how you will have different segments for each coil side. Are you getting? And between two segments, you will have mica separators. Between two consecutive segments, you will have mica separators. Like this. Okay, I will show that. I think I have some construction. Okay, so let me. Okay, just a minute. I have some rotor, the image of a rotor. So I'll show you that. Can you see this? এটা দেখতে পাচ্ছো?
Yes, sir.
So this is basically the commutator segment. In between we have the separation, that is the mica separation. Okay, so here the number of coils are less, therefore we have less number of commutator segments. But in most of the machines we have more than 100 commutator segments. Here it is very small motor, so we have less number of coils and less number of segments. So the number of segments depends on the number of coil. If number of coil is C, the number of segments will be twice C, because for two ends we need two segments. And these are the slots through which slots inside it is like this, through which the coils are passed. Okay, these are made of iron. Okay, so the whole structure is made up of iron, having grooves parallel to the axis, and through that grooves the coils are passed, and these grooves are called the slot. And between two slot we have tooth, so this is basically one tooth. Okay, so two tooth, one slot, two slots, one tooth. Is that clear? Okay,
Sir, if the ring is splitted, then how it will be connected to the? I think that you have shown that point A and point B for only one split. Sir, if we have two split, then how it will be connected?
if we have বোঝা গেল না।
Sir,
Actually
sir, in
we
the part where the load is connected, that is capital A and
capital B and capital B, here I can connect some load.
yes, sir. But the capital A and capital B is connected to the split ring.
Yes, no, the capital A and capital
And,
B is connected with the brushes.
for that part we have.
হ্যাঁ, বলো।
Yes, sir. My question is, if I split the ring more than one times, how we will connect the brushes?
So
That
brushes
is,
will be always
sir,
at the
if we
same
make
same
two
position.
split, then there.
Okay, so when it will leave one segment, it will be in touch with the next segment, which is connected to some another to some other coil. যখন ও একটা সেগমেন্টকে লিভ করবে আরেকটা সেগমেন্টকে টাচ করবে, জেনারেলি যেটা হয় one brass can touch minimum 2.5 segments at a time. The practical thing is minimum 2.5 segments and 2.5 segments at a time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
হ্যাঁ, বলছো কিছু বলো। আর কেউ কিছু বলছো? হ্যাঁ, বলো। কিছু বলছিলে কেউ?
আমরা যত নাম্বার অফ সেগমেন্ট যে সাইনোসয়েডের জন্য সেটা তো কমে যাবে।
বুঝলাম না কি হচ্ছে।
স্যার বলছি এই সাইনোসয়েডাল কার্ভ এটার জন্য তো একটা ভোল্টেজ ফ্লাকচুয়েশন থাকবে। এবার
হ্যাঁ।
আমরা যত সেগমেন্ট গুলো বাড়াবো তত তো মানে ওই ভোল্টেজ ফ্লাকচুয়েশনটা মানে কমবে।
কমবে তো। So that I am drawing here. When actually these are contribution for different coils. When I will add this, I will get almost ripple free DC. So that means using many coils actually gives me a ripple free DC. Okay. So the total voltage that I will get this type of curve. So this is the contribution of one coil. When the brush will leave, another coil contribution will come. Then another coil, then another coil, then another coil. So in this way, we can also get some filtration without any practical filter. Okay. If we add, actually you have to add all these voltages. If we add like this, so you will get this type of voltage waveform. But anyway, that the average value of that, though there is some ripple, the average value of that always will be that EA, which is ZA by A P pi N. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how we represent a DC machine? The symbol of a DC machine is like this. Actually, that if you can recall the definition of electrical machine, so what are the things we need for any machine? Can you recall? What are the things we need to make a machine, electrical machine? We need some
Magnet.
magnet, magnetic
Some
Some
coil.
magnetic field and electric field.
Some magnet and some coil.
Coil
isn't
and
it? Now here the coil,
and sir, another external metallic contact for the completion of the magnetic circuit.
okay, but actually we need, as per the definition, we need some current carrying conductor and we need some magnet to produce some magnetic flux or magnetic field, because that is there in the definition. In the definition, either electrical energy will be converted to the mechanical energy or vice versa in the presence of magnetic field. So that means we need some part, some component which will produce the magnetic field. And in terms of DC machine, that is called field. Remember, this field is the component of the DC machine. Okay. Are you getting? This field is the component of the DC machine. This is the component which you can feel, you can touch. This is not an abstract noun. Okay, and this field is responsible for producing the magnetic field inside the machine. Okay, now this field can be of two types: electromagnet and what is the other option? Permanent magnet. Isn't it? So field can be electromagnetic field can be permanent magnetic field. And the current carrying conductors is called the armature. This is called the armature of the machine. Okay, that means from electrical point of view, any machine will have two major components. One is called the field, which is responsible for producing the magnetic field. Another is the armature, which is responsible for the current carrying. Is that clear? বুঝতে পারছো? This armature and field are the two main components of any electrical machine. Okay. Now, suppose we have an electromagnet as a field. Now, what we need for electromagnet? We need
So
some
we need one core
ferromagnetic
and
core
current.
and some coil on that, and we have to flow some current through it. Then it will generate some magnetic field, isn't it? So that means for electromagnetic field, we need some coil and we have to flow some current through it, which is called the field current. Then it will produce some magnetic field. Okay, so that means for field also you need some current, because current only can produce some magnetic field. Remember this point. Current only can produce a magnetic field. So that means if we think, if armature carries some current, then it will also produce a magnetic field, isn't it? আর্মেচারটা তো কারেন্ট ক্যারিং কন্ডাক্টর, কিন্তু আর্মেচারটা যেহেতু কারেন্ট ক্যারি করছে সেটাও ম্যাগনেটিক ফিল্ড তৈরি করবে। তাহলে কোনটাকে আমি ফিল্ড বলবো, কোনটাকে আর্মেচার বলবো? ইন দ্য মেশিন উইল হ্যাভ টু কয়েলস, one will be called field coil, another will be called the armature coil. So which will be identified as a field coil and which will be identified as the armature coil? Are you getting this point? Now, field coil is that coil which is there inside the machine to produce the magnetic field only. And armature is there. Armature is that coil which is there inside the machine to carry the current. মানে এই নয় যে ওটা কারেন্ট ক্যারি করলে ম্যাগনেটিক ফিল্ড প্রডিউস করবে না, কারেন্ট ক্যারি করলে তো ম্যাগনেটিক ফিল্ড প্রডিউস হবেই। বুঝতে পেরেছো? Have you understood this point? Okay, so that means one thing is clear, that in a DC machine we have two coils. One coil is called field coil, another is called armature coil. Armature coil is actually carries the current, and field coil carries a very small current only to produce the magnetic field. So here the symbol I have drawn, this is for the armature coil. This is the symbol of armature coil, and field coil is like this. So this is the symbol of field coil. Clear? So that means if we look at the terminal box of a DC machine, you will find 4 terminals. 2 armature terminal, because armature is a coil, and 2 field terminals, because field coil is the other coil in the machine. Okay, now if we rotate this, what will happen? Whether we'll get some voltage here? Whether you will get some voltage? If you keep on rotating this coil, armature coil, which is placed on the rotor, we won't get any voltage because there is no magnetic field. To get some voltage induced, we have to flow some current through it. Then it will generate some flux. Then it will generate some voltage. Okay, and for that we need some current flowing through the field coil.
So why don't we directly
বলো।
স্যার আমরা সব মানে একটা কয়েলের থেকে কেন ম্যাগনেটিক ফিল্ড বের করে তারপর ওটাকে দিচ্ছি? আমরা তো ডাইরেক্টলি একটা ম্যাগনেট লাগালেই তো হবে।
That means permanent magnet. Now you have two options. Either you can use permanent
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
magnet or you have to use electromagnet. If you use electromagnet, then you have to use some coil. Then without coil, how you can generate the magnetic field from a ferromagnetic material? Now permanent magnet
হ্যাঁ স্যার, মানে
option,
এটাই আমি জিজ্ঞাসা করছি আমি।
actually we are
মানে
not,
কেন করা হয় এরকম?
okay, so actually we are not so advanced as a country. We are not so advanced in permanent magnet technology. Whatever the technology we have in permanent magnet, that is almost more than 100 years old, and we don't have any mines or permanent magnet in our country. Most of the mines worldwide already have been purchased by China, and they have very rich technology in permanent magnets. So that is the problem. So therefore, most of the machine that we see all over our country, except the Chinese machine, which is used for some electric vehicles, most of the machine that we see contains electromagnet only. Starting from your ceiling fan, refrigerator motors, pump, air conditioners, all the motors have some electromagnetic field, don't have permanent magnet.
ও ওকে স্যার।
Okay, is that clear? So that means we need two coils, one for producing the magnetic field, which is called the field coil. This is called the field coil, and this is called the armature coil. Armature coil ta ঠিক কয়েলের মতো দেখতে নয় আর, because there the voltage is actually getting induced. So this is called the armature coil, and these two are the symbol of the brush. Okay, now if this is open circuit, if the armature is open circuit, then the voltage that we get is equals to the EA, and that is equals to ZA by A P phi N. So that voltage will be induced only in case of open circuit or no load condition. So this voltage will be induced across the armature only in case of open circuit or no load condition. Otherwise, the voltage will be less than that. If we have some load connected, in that case, there will be some current through it, which is called the load current. And as it consists of some internal resistance, which is called the armature resistance, so there the voltage will be dropped. So therefore, the expression which we can write for loaded condition is given by Vt equals to EA minus IL RA. Okay, just like a battery. Suppose you have a battery. Okay, if you have the battery voltage is EA. Now if we measure at open circuit, you will get EA, but if we measure the voltage at some loaded condition, what you will get? You will get EA. You won't get EA because there will be some internal resistance drop. EA minus IL into RI, that is the internal resistance drop. So in case of DC generator also similar thing, you will get some internal voltage drop. So this is the voltage expression for a DC generator. Okay, and this type of actually the process of sending the current through the field coil is called the field excitation. Okay, now here you see you are generating some voltage source across the armature terminals. For that you are using another voltage source to excite the field coil. So this type of excitation process is called the separately excitation process. You are exciting separately. So there are two types of excitation process. One is called the separate excitation, another is called the self-excitation. Self-excitation means the same field coil you can connect across the armature terminal, because across the armature terminal also you are getting some voltage induced. Why not the same voltage will be used for this field excitation? আমরা তো আর্মেচারের অ্যাক্রসেও তো একটা ভোল্টেজ পাচ্ছি, সেই ভোল্টেজটাকে দিয়ে কেন ফিল্ডে কারেন্টটা পাঠাই না? তাহলেই তো আমাদের কাজটা হয়ে যেত। So that kind of excitation is called the self
নেট
excitation.
আউটপুট যেটা আসে
বলো।
স্যার ওই ভোল্টেজটাকে যদি আবার আমরা ওই ম্যাগনেটিক ফিল্ডে বানানো পাঠিয়ে দিই, তাহলে তো আর আমাদের আউটপুটটা কোথাতে পাবো তাহলে?
আউটপুট পাবো না। No.
মানে
So that depends on the how much impedance you have set for your field coil. How the current will be bifurcated, that depends on how much resistance or impedance you have kept for your field coil. And এখানে কারেন্টটা আর্মেচার কারেন্ট how it will be divided to this load current and field current,
ও
that depends on how much resistance during the design process you have kept for the field coil. সেই হিসেবে, and for this type of thing, the field resistance is quite high compared to the load. So therefore most of the current is in this side. So this type of excitation is called the self excitation. Okay, so two type of field excitation is there: self excitation and separate excitation. Clear? So self excitation is also possible if we connect the field in series. In this particular case, how the field coil is connected? In series with the armature or in parallel with the armature? Can you tell me? How we have connected this field coil? In series with the armature or in parallel with the armature? Bolo?
Sir, in parallel.
So in parallel. So you have to see whether it is in series or parallel. You have to judge with respect to the load. With respect to the load, you have created three parallel paths. In one of that, you have the field coil. So it's kind of parallel mode of excitation, which is called the shunt excitation. So in self, there are divisions like shunt that I have already drawn. Another is here you have the field. Now, how you can connect this in series? Bolo? Suppose you have a load. So this is how they can be connected in series, and across the load you will have the terminal voltage Vt. Okay, so here you see load, armature and field, all these are connected in series. So this type of excitation is called the series excitation. Series excitation. The field coil for self excitation can be connected in parallel with respect to the load, or can be connected in series with respect to the load. Depending on that, the excitation modes are called series excitation and shunt excitation. And in some machine, we have two field coils. In some machine, we have two field coils, and there we have 6 terminals. So 2 terminals already there for armature, 2 terminals already there for shunt field, and 2 terminals are for series field. Okay, So that means in those machines, we have 6 coils, 1 armature coil and 2 field coils. Okay. And that type of machine is called the compound machine, where we have both series field and shunt field. So we have another category which is called the compound. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So that means if we have both the coils in a machine, both the series and shunt, so this is the shunt coil. So this type of motor is called the compound. Okay. Have you understood? Any question? Any questions so far? Separate excitation and self-excitation. So under self-excitation, you have shunt, series, and compound. Can you define what is the excitation process? What do you mean by excitation process in a DC machine? Anybody? Anyone?
স্যার
Hmm.
স্যার প্রথমে যদি ইনডিউসড ভোল্টেজ না হয় তাহলে আমি মানে সেলফ এক্সাইটেশনের কথা আমি বলছি। প্রথম ইনিশিয়ালি তো একটা ইনডিউসড ভোল্টেজ হতেই হবে।
Good
তারপরে
question.
আমি ওই ভোল্টেজটাকে কাজে লাগিয়ে সেলফ এক্সাইটেশন করতে পারি।
Very good question. আর কারো মাথায় গেল না? Okay. Actually, in this type of case, we need some sort of residual flux, because you have already seen the poles are basically like this, where we have the field coil wound. Now these poles are made up of some ferromagnetic material like iron. So iron already contains some residual flux. If we don't have that magnetic excitation, still we have some sort of flux which is called the residual flux, and which has very low value, but that is sufficient to develop some amount of voltage with a sufficient speed. Okay, so if that is generated initially, and that cumulatively added with the uh, other field current, that means suppose initially we have some residual flux phi 0. Now in this phi 0, if your conductor rotates, then you will get some voltage E0. Now this E0 will flow some current through the field coil, and that is IF0. Now this IF0 will produce some flux phi 1. Now this flux, if that is added with the phi 0, will produce another flux which is more than phi 0. So this is how cumulatively the flux will be added and the voltage will be added. And that process is called the voltage build-up in a DC shunt generator. It is only possible in case of shunt excitation in the open circuit condition. And for series excitation, it is only possible in case of loaded condition. For open circuit condition, this voltage buildup is not possible for series generators. এটা সেরকম যেটাকে আমরা বাংলায় বলি মাছের তেলে মাছ ভাজা। To start the frying, we have to give some sort of oil, and then some oil will be come out from the fish itself. আর কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন থাকলে বলো।
তা আমার না একটা আগের দিনের ক্লাসে একটা কোশ্চেন ছিল,
বলো,
আজকে ক্লাসে জিজ্ঞাসা
একটু জোরে বলো।
আমি বলছিলাম যে স্যার, আমি বলছিলাম যে আমরা সব তো ওই সাইনোসয়েডাল হচ্ছে বলে আমরা সব অ্যাভারেজ ভ্যালু নিচ্ছি।
না, সাইনোসয়েডাল
ওই
হচ্ছে বলে এভারেজ ভ্যালু
পাল্টে।
নিচ্ছি না। সাইনোসয়েডাল হচ্ছে বলে এভারেজ ভ্যালু নিচ্ছি না। এভারেজ ভ্যালু নিচ্ছি
তাহলে
কেননা আমরা ওটাকে রেকটিফাই করছি, করে সেটাকে একটা তার একটা এভারেজ ভ্যালু পাচ্ছি। যদি সাইনোসয়েডাল হতো তার এভারেজ ভ্যালু 0 হয়ে যেত। যদি অ্যাকচুয়াল সাইন হতো, অল্টারনেটিং ওয়েভ ফর্ম হতো,
হ্যাঁ।
তার এভারেজ ভ্যালু 0 হয়ে যেত। আমি ওটাকে রেকটিফাই করছি বলে তার একটা এভারেজ ভ্যালু পাচ্ছি 2 EM/π। আর
আচ্ছা, মানে
ফর্মুলাটা ইউজ করতে পারছি only in case of sine. If it is non-sinusoidal waveform, then the expression will be different. It will not be 2 EM/π. It will be something else.
আচ্ছা স্যার, মানে এক্সপেরিমেন্টে মানে রেকটিফাই করার পরে আমরা সব ওই যে ভ্যালুটা পাচ্ছি এটা অ্যাভারেজ ভ্যালু এসে দাঁড়াচ্ছে।
হ্যাঁ, রেকটিফাই করার পরে তো আমি একটা এভারেজ ভ্যালু পাচ্ছি। আদারওয়াইজ সাইনের এভারেজ ভ্যালু কোথায়? 0 তো।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা। না, অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমার একটা ডাউট ছিল যে আমরা আরএমএস ভ্যালুটা কেন হচ্ছে। ঠিক আছে স্যার।
আরএমএস ভ্যালু
বুঝে
আমরা
গেছি।
তখন আমরা ইন্টারেস্টেড হব যখন আমরা এসি নিয়ে কাজ করব। যখন ডিসি নিয়ে কাজ করব তখন ডিসি ভ্যালু we are interested with. ডিসি আর এভারেজ
স্যার
ভ্যালু।
কিন্তু আমরা আরএমএস ভ্যালুটাকেই তো আমরা বলি ডিসি ইকুইভ্যালেন্ট।
না, ইকুইভ্যালেন্ট বলতে পারি, নট
ওই
ডিসি।
যে হিট জেনারেটেড।
RMS value is the measure of an alternating quantity.
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
আর কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন? No question? Okay. Then let me end the class.